Hey everyone, welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity, episode 19 on the FTB team server. And the mining ritual has finished. It's done a really good job so far. It's got us a fair amount of ores and items in our chest. I have had to make a small adjustment here. I went ahead and moved the iron chest over one block, added in another item duct here in between, and I had to disable the connection, obviously, into the slice and splice. Because, well, we don't want random items just going into our slice and splice. Or a whole bunch of redstone, which is, I think, one of the only things we can really put in there. I think it only accepts certain items in there. But anyway, so we got a resonant filter down here. So far, these are the ores that I have set up to make their way into the sag mill. So it should go first come, first serve. And this being the first available slot, it should check to make sure if it fits these conditions here. And if it does, it will be able to whitelist them into our sag mill. So I think I'm gonna try and let this run like it is for a bit. In order to do so, we need to get our mining ritual moving. So I got an idea, something I have yet to play with, and that is this mod, Funky Locomotion. And with that, the Invar that I prepped up before last episode. So let's grab you, and let's get to a little bit of crafting. You can go in the trash. Don't need you anymore, Furnace. I don't know how I got that fit in there, but somehow I managed to do it. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make up like 36 nuggets, and we should be able to be okay with maybe, I don't know, maybe 48 of these for now. That should be good. And let's see, these are all pretty much the same. So I know that just from doing a little bit of looking, we are going to need I believe a frame pusher and a frame slider. So I do need some signalum. I think I have a little bit. Yep, we do, thankfully. So we'll grab a nugget out of you. And what else do we need to craft this? So we're gonna need 2 frame pushers and a little bit of lapis. I can do this, no problem. A frame pusher, so we're gonna need some enderium. So thankfully, between last episode and this, I've cooked up some more enderium. Thanks to our Ender.io alloy smelter. I love that thing. Works so great. I've even got it cooking up, or had cooked up some hardened glass for us, which you can normally do in the induction smelter, but in this instance, I actually did it here in the alloy smelter. So let's see, the frame pusher is going to require us a basic machine frame. Yeah, I'm going to need some more that stuff. I'm gonna need some more Invar. So let's grab this ferrous, and I think it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So if we grab 10 of those and 20 iron, I didn't know if I was gonna need all of this, but let's do alloys only, and then I'll set that back to furnace only afterwards. It should finish. Oh, it doesn't? Aw. Fine. Fine. Wow, they are going ham. Well, that's not very nice. I don't know what he's trying to do there. Anyways, so enderium, we need our Invar. We are going to need a couple diamonds for this. So I'm going to grab a couple diamonds. I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff crafted up now. We got most of this ready to go and set up. We should be able to grab everything we need here in just a minute. Oop, there we are. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and I'll see you guys back here in just a minute. And here we are. Very little crafting later. We just need to add our enderium nuggets in here. And we have ourselves 2 frame pushers. Now we just got to do is set this guy up, put one of you in there, one of those in there, and we have ourselves a frame slider. So there is a very, very good possibility that I am going to mess something up. And I believe the eye wrench should be able to help us out with this in a sense. So we just need a little bit of iron, it looks like, and some iron nuggets, or a iron nugget, and 2 iron ingots, that is. Bloop. That'll get us our regular wrench. And I want this guy, the eye wrench. From what I was seeing, it looks like, oh, really? You need enderium blend? You're gonna make me go through, ooh. Is that really worth it? You know what? Right now, to me, it is. So I'm gonna do it. So let me grab another enderium ingot out of this guy. We'll save that. But from what I was reading on, because I have completely no idea how this is going to work for me, The iWrench is going to help me along as to what is going to allow this to move and if it's not working or not. So definitely want to make this guy. Let's put you in there. And if we do that, we should have everything in there to make ourselves an iWrench. Nice. Let's put all this stuff away. Gosh, my inventory is filling up in here. Look at that. This thing is almost completely full. Whew, I'm gonna have to do some inventory management soon. Alright, so we got ourselves our frame pusher, we got our frame slider, we got the frame blocks. Now all we have to do is get out there and get ready to move this thing. Now, I'm thinking Tesseracts. I like it. Doing the Tesseracts. So we just need a little bit, I believe, of Enderium, some hardened glass. We'll need a couple diamonds. That should be good. And let's see what we need to do to get ourselves a couple Tesseract frames. There we go. 2 of those, nice and easy. And lastly, we're gonna need ourselves, ooh. Ah, this is cool. Who needs to make a fluid transposer when you can use a smeltery? You know what, I like the way that sounds. I'm gonna head out there and I think I'm gonna try that out. Actually, hold on a minute. If we melt this down, Ender Pearl, let me just make sure I'm gonna do this right. Fluid transposer. Resonant ender, okay. Just making sure it's the same stuff. So we're going to need about 8 ender pearls, I do believe, to get that filled up. So I'm gonna head out there. I'm gonna try this out because I've never tried it this way before. And darn Fred keeps stealing my carts. So I'm gonna try this out, and once I can actually get out there, I'll be right there and right back. There it is. And Resonant Ender, come on, come on, you can do it. I know you can. I have faith. I think it's just taking a minute because it's trying to catch up to the server, maybe. Quite possibly. So it looks like we can already place our Tesseract frames into the basin, and in fact, I think it looks really cool in there like that. That's pretty awesome. So we got ourselves some Resonant Ender in there, 2,000 millibuckets, and right-clicking on that. Oh, that looks like it's actually working. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is so cool. And that should get our Tesseract frame full. Is it done? Is there something else I gotta do here? Might just take a second, maybe. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it just takes a minute. Oh, this is awesome. Don't have to expend power to do this. Or make a fluid transposer at that. I like it. I like it a lot. So there we go. We got our Tesseract frames. Now all we have to do is get ourselves some silver and some bronze ingots, which we can also use Tinker's Alloy in this case. And we'll have ourselves some fully functional Tesseracts. So I'll meet you guys back in the lab once this guy is finished and I get a little bit of Tinker's Alloy up and running. Oh yeah, I think that's a nice spot for the Tesseract. That way we can take our other capacitor bank that was sitting there, we can take it and place it right here. Or, if that doesn't work right there, because I see we do have a regular capacitor bank sitting there, everything should be fine, right? There we go, 15 million RF. And we should be able to have this setting to output, I believe, as well. So let me just double check back here real quick. Make sure this is on output also. So in and out. Well, we'll have one on in and out and one on extract. So insert and extract, and everything should be good. Well, actually, hold on. We'll just leave it on in and out because it looks like it's doing a loop cycle thing. Probably be better just to leave it on in and out. There we go. Having one on extract probably wouldn't hurt. Okay, maybe it would. We'll just leave them both on in and out. That way he can just know what to do if he ever has to do it. There you go, my friend. 15 million RF. Looking nice. So that should still make its way up to our Tesseract. Hopefully. And we got that guy set up. I have him set up on frequency 428, my own frequency. Fred head power. I even got my other frequency reserved for later. If I ever, set up another frequency. So I reserved one right there for myself. Those two numbers, 427 and 428. 2 very good sets of numbers. I like it. All right, let's put those guys away. We're going to head out to the Digger world. and see if we can start setting this up to run for us. So I'm gonna grab me a block of redstone. I think that'll be helpful. And I think might have to do a little bit of work over here once I get back, but let's go ahead out there and see if we can actually get this guy up and running first. Alright guys, back out at our mining ritual. Let's get this operation running. Like moving running, hopefully. Alright, so I think if this is anything kind of like the other mechanisms that I've used that move, back in the day, and I used to play like Technic and had these other frame blocks that would move from, I believe it was red power. So hopefully this'll work kind of like that. So I'm gonna set it up, trying to touch as many blocks as I possibly can with these frame blocks, and I think flight might be beneficial here. Might be very beneficial. Might have to get underneath this a little bit. So let's just take a look underneath, make sure we're touching everything we need to, which I don't think we are. I think we need to connect that with that, and possibly need to connect that. Might even throw them in the corners for good measure. Might even throw that down there. Probably need to connect those as well. Might need some more of these actual frame blocks as well, it looks like. Ooh, might be cutting it kind of close. Because I think I'm going to have to try to... Is that one being touched? Yeah, okay. So the block breaker's being touched with a frame block, and I believe the redstone clock is on this side. So hopefully we're good. And we'll try to get this up and running in just a second. So let's see. I think I want the frame slider sitting here. Okay, so definitely not wanting to go that way, and I believe we want the frame pusher behind it. So I want to try to make it go this way. So at the moment, it's only going to be able to go one direction, and we got Tesseracts. So make sure you also set your Tesseracts up that way. Receives power and sends power. So back at the lab, I went ahead and set it up to send power, and we got this one to receive only. So this should hopefully fill up the power reserves inside of these frame sliders or frame slider and pusher, that is. All right, so let's see. I want this guy to be facing that way. So I believe if I right click this way, there we go. So this should push our frame slider forward. And if I set this down like that, and maybe, okay. I want you to point that way though. Point that way for me. Why won't you point that way? Let's pick you up. Will that work? That's kind of not what I wanted. Shift right click. There we go. Shift right click and a right click on the top will get that facing the right way that I want. So are you working right now this way? No. Let's right click that way. There we go. Now everything hopefully should work. We got energy conduits here, so I'm going to try to hook that up right there to this one because he needs power as well. And I think if I set up a redstone signal right here, is you going to move? Okay, I think at the moment might be stuck somewhere. Looks like we are. Looks like, in fact, it's stuck right there. Wait, what? Why is it stuck right there? Okay, a little bit of lag there. Why are we stuck right there? So you're trying to push. Oh, I see. We need to push this guy first. Okay. So let's put you there. Block of redstone back there. Nice. There we go. So I guess I'm gonna need 2 redstone signals. Let's grab a lever and we'll put one there. Oh, there we go. We're moving. Where's moving? Slowly but surely we are moving. And in fact, this ritual should actually still be running. And it looks like it actually is. Might even start picking up ores here in just a minute. So I'm just gonna let this run a few blocks away from where we left off. So let's see, it shouldn't be too much further. Maybe another block or two. and we should start being in range for some new ores to start picking up. All right, so let's stop it right there. And hopefully, we should see some ores popping up here in just a minute. Oh, this is nice. I believe we might want to leave the conduit there so that way when this actually pulls back and these two, oh, there it is. We got an ore in. Oh, got a piece of silver and cinnabar so far. Awesome. Nice. So this is working. That'll work. But anyways, this when this frame slider is back here, it should still connect to the energy conduit, allowing it to get the power that it needs. And this should still work as it sits right now. So this is going to work, I think. I like it. So now all I got to do is set this up to where I can move this back at the lab, just in case I know that we're not getting anything in. So let's head back to the lab real quick, craft up a few things, and see if we can get this to move when it's done its mining operation. And one Project Red timer. Now, I just now remembering, I don't think I actually crafted one of these here in Infinity, but let's see if we can get this up and running anyway. So I want to set him up right there. So its in signal is going to send from the backside, from the comparator, which is what I want, and the comparator is going to send out into the timer, which is exactly what I want. So I want to set this up to, let's say, it's actually maybe, might do a full minute or two. 2 minutes might be, no, actually 2 minutes is probably too much. Let's do actually a minute and a half. We'll do a minute and a half, 90 seconds. Sounds good. So anytime that this guy pulses, that's going to tell me that, hey, well, there's no items that have been coming in, hopefully. Is that the way I'm going to do this? Let's double check this real quick. So let's put an item in here and see if this is going to work the way I think. All right, so anytime there's an item in there, it resets this timer. Perfect. That's what I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to make sure it did. All right, now how can I get back in here without doing crazy stuff? All right, guys, change of course real quick. I had an idea, and I don't know how effective it's going to work, but I'm going to put it in place just to see what happens. I'm going to make a couple of these. I'm going to make a wireless transmitter and a wireless receiver. More or less, actually, just one of each. So let's see. We need, for one, wireless transceivers with a stone bowl, which I've already got one of those made. So let's get that. Boom. Wait, what? What did you miss? Oh, yeah, that's right. We need 2 of these. Need 2 of these first. We need 2 of those and 1 receiver dish. And then we should be able to just craft these up. So there we go. There's our transmitter and our receiver. So these should work across dimensions, I think, if I remember correctly. Hopefully they do. I'm going to set up over here onto our timer, our transmitter, and I'm going to right click on him and we're going to set him to frequency. Oh, Lord. So we can go up to 4,000. Let's do... Let's do 4,028. And we'll set this to mining ritual. Move. There we go. Set name. Seriously? 4,028. Set. Oh wait, are you still in there? Okay, guess it's in there. So 4,028, and anytime that this actually does not receive a signal from the comparator, and it makes its way all the way around to tick, it's going to send a signal to our receiver that we'll set up. So let's just make sure. Mining ritual move. Let's double click on that, and I guess it's set. Okay, cool. So it's ready to go. We're just waiting on him. So might have to lower down the timer just a little bit. Maybe down to a minute or 45 seconds. Possibly. Maybe even less. We'll see. So just to make sure, this should tick over there as well. We should see it light up. There we go. It's a very small pulse. So I might have to set and make a repeater or something. Something to extend this signal a little bit longer. So I'm going to head out to my mining ritual real quick and see if we can actually set this up out there to run the way I hope this will work. Alright, and here is to hoping. So I'm gonna set up our wireless receiver here on, ooh, that's not a good sign. Alright, I'm guessing this may not work across dimensions. I don't think it will. Which might kind of stink, so I might have to find a different way of doing this then. Drat. So I'm just gonna sit here and wait and see if this actually works. I really feel like it might not, also considering the lab is not chunk loaded. But it did! It works. So I guess my base is still a little, I guess it's still a little loaded from when I just left, possibly. So it's still sitting here waiting. So as long as there's no items going into the ender chest to reset that timer, every, whatever I set that timer to, it'll tick and make our mining ritual here move until it gets items in. So that timer should have reset. So now it's actually starting to pull in items again. So it's gonna be very slow in a sense for now, but it should be, hopefully, automated. So I'm gonna let this run for a bit and see if this will actually work the way I'm wanting it to. And I'll let you guys know next episode if everything went according to plan. So with that being said, guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any helpful tips, tricks, or comments, feel free to put them in the comment section down below. And if you guys would rate the video, I'd really appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you guys then. Goodbye. Anyways, so I want to do a little bit of upgrading. As I mentioned before I got so, well, distracted, I want to upgrade this fella, our transfer node, or actually make it complete.